everybody. Don't mind this. It's just the microphone, so it doesn't sound horrible on the camera. Before we set off from the maiden moto vlog with the new Triumph Daytona 675R. I say new, but really I've had one for a year and then I wrecked it. But yeah, so in case you're new to the channel, this is the bike that I've had for, yeah, that was the bike that I had after the R3, my first big boy bike. I had it for a year. I put about 21,000 miles on that bike, the first 675R that I had. Rode the piss out of it, right? I did track days with it, rode it out to our twisty roads, rode it down in Austin. I did all kinds of stuff with it. And now I'm back with another one. And you might be wondering, because I made a big stink about selling the FZ and I couldn't get this bike while I still had the FZ. And the weird thing is, I still have the FZ. So why did I do that? Really quick, the thing is, I had imagined that because I'm self-employed now, that it would be really difficult to get financing for the bike. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna sell the FZ, kind of pull together some money and then just buy the new Daytona cash. Would be a lot easier. But one day I was coming back home with the FZ and I was like, dude, I'm so tired of riding this bike. Not that it's a bad bike, it's just not the bike for me. And I was like, I'm just gonna start making some calls and just seeing what I can get, right? So started making some calls in dealerships, started kind of looking around, making some calls to some credit unions, and we just pieced together a deal, which was really cool. Shout out to Woods Fun Center down in Austin for getting me this bike. Thanks a lot, guys. So yeah, I'm stoked, man. I am super happy to be back on the bike of my dreams. You know, look how pretty that is. Look how amazing that is. All right, we're not gonna waste any time. We're about to jump into a moto vlog. Let's do it. Bam, now we're on the bike. What's going on, everybody? Today is the day, the big day, the day where I talk about the Daytona that I bought. So in case you don't know, and I think I mentioned this in the garage footage, this bike, it's my dream bike, man. This is the bike for me. There is no other bike that I'd rather have. And I used to have one of these, right? So if you're new to the channel and you've only ever seen me on the FZ, I used to have a 2014 Triumph Daytona 675R in white. And now, God, look at this cockpit, dude. Just look how fucking choice and beautiful this is. So I used to have one of those, and then I kind of blew it up in a boulder. A lot of people know about that. Got on the FZ, and I was just like, dude, this just doesn't feel right. You know, it just doesn't feel like the type of bike I need to be on, etc., etc. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's such a delicious bike. Anyways, yeah, so I transitioned out of the FZ. And I was like, I really want to get back on a proper sport bike. And a lot of people, they don't understand what makes this bike special. They look at the sticker price and they're like, dude, for like 1,500 bucks more, you can get a liter bike with 200 horsepower and this and that. And this bike is so much more than its numbers, you know? The way it makes its power, the way the controls feel, everything about it just screams premium, you know? It's such a delicious bike to ride. The way it flicks over, the way the throttle feels. Triumph's done a tremendous job making this motorcycle. It's so good. But anyways, the point I want to make is, it's so much more than the sum of its parts, right? The comparison I'd make between liter bikes and something like this is, if you know anything about cars, take something like the Porsche Cayman GT4 and something like the McLaren P1, right? Yeah, one is absolutely going to demolish the performance of the other, but the other has this quality of being, you know, just composed, and it has a beautiful engine in it, and the way it feels, and the transmission, and it's just chuckable and flickable and fun. That's the other thing that a lot of people don't talk about. It's that, you know, 200 horsepower, yeah, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of power, and it's probably really fun to wring out. But at the same time, you got to consider that, how the hell are you really going to use that on a day-to-day, you know? This bike, you can really wring it out, you know? And yeah, you're running pretty fast if you wring out a 675R. it's nothing impossible. I still think it's got probably the most usable power you can use on the street. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me. And hell, even my friend Miles in Australia, who has a ZX-10 that probably puts down 200 of the wheels, he'll disagree with me because, Jesus Christ, he'll disagree with me because, yeah, he uses every ounce of that bike on the roads. And that's great, but, I mean, is that a pace you want to run? I don't know. I'm not talking shit about Miles in general, but it's just so fast. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is this is a bike you can use. This is a bike you can learn with, because that's the other thing that's great about this bike, and the reason that I love it so much. And the reason that I love it so much that I bought fucking 2 of them, right? It's so analog. The throttle is cable actuated. There's no electronics in the way. Everything just has a feel and a fit and finish to it that it just feels proper. It feels like a proper old school bike. Having ridden a couple bikes from the 90s, this bike has a charm to it like those bikes, you know? It has a tremendous feel. Great mid-range. And honestly, life isn't about just spending your time with a bike that you feel okay about, you know? Nobody knows how long they're gonna live on this earth, alright? I'd rather spend a year with the Daytona 675R than 5 years with the FZ09. I really would. It's about the quality of the bike, the quality of the performance, the type of performance that it gives you, not necessarily the quantity, you know? I love this bike. I love this bike more than any other bike I've ever ridden in my life. And it's probably a trip to see me back in this cockpit, right? I know, to me it actually is like looking down and seeing, you know, the carbon fiber, the gold from the Ohlins, like the little blue rigs. I love the blue rigs so much. It's a trip to me to see it again, and it just, I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. And, you know, not to get too highfalutin on you guys, but I implore you to chase your dreams, man. Even if it doesn't make sense, even if it seems kind of crazy, just fucking go for it, dude. Go for it and get the thing you want. Don't live a half-assed life. You'll regret it. You'll absolutely regret it. And that's the one takeaway from this. I got this bike, and I thought I would regret it, but then it got delivered, and just the joy you can hear in my voice, you know? It's so special, and I implore you that whatever it is that you want, right? Whether it's a bike, I mean, it's probably a bike because most people that watch my channel like bikes, but if it's a bike, maybe it's a car, maybe it's a vacation you really want to take, don't half-ass it, okay? Just don't. It's not worth it. Because I'll give you an example. I went out, and before I got this bike in white, right, the second one, Daytona 2.0, before I bought this one, it was kind of like I was between the black one and then this red standard edition, and I just didn't know if I really wanted them. I was like, dude, none of them make me feel the way this one makes me feel, you know? And I was just like, I gotta go for the one that feels right. And to me, seeing a white 675R in my garage feels right. That's what feels good. And I know it's special because every time I get off this bike, I pop a look back and I'm like, fuck yeah, that's my motorcycle. And that's the feeling you need to get. Fucking love this thing, man. And it's funny too because most people consider the FZ09 the more quote-unquote usable, like, street motorcycle. I'd still take this shit on the street any day. It just is a nicer bike. It's a better bike in almost every way, shape, and form. I don't even miss the torque down low. I know a lot of people complain, they're like, oh, 600s, like 675s, like, you know, middleweights, they don't have the torque that the other bikes do. But for me, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I care that it doesn't, you know, pull like a freight train from the bottom of the revs. That's fine. Just bring it out a little more. And then it has an awesome top end and a great throttle feel and perfect suspension and an awesome cockpit and on and on and on. I could go on forever about this bike, dude. I love it. I don't even know how good this video is going to be because I wanted to take you guys on some of my favorite roads back here and vlog at the same time. Well, not running like a crazy pace or anything. Just something fun, you know? It doesn't have to be super fast. I think that's the thing too, like, God, this bike just, you can dial it in and, like, you can go really fast with this thing. Like, really fast. Or if you want, you can take it easy. You know, you can run a fun pace, a sensible pace, a pace that I'm probably going to run from now on because I don't want to kill myself, and have a really good time with it, you know? Like a really good time with it. I hope you guys are excited about the Daytona as I am. If you're new to the channel, just you wait, alright? Because I love this bike more than probably anything, honestly. Like, I don't think I've loved a motorcycle as much as... I don't think I've loved any object as much as I love the Daytona. And hopefully that love story is inspiring to you. Hopefully it makes you inspired to chase after something you want too. God, I love this thing, dude. Listen to this. Gotta love it, dude. Gotta love it. It's so good. I also can't wait for the comments. Are you gonna get an exhaust? Are you gonna get an exhaust? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna get an exhaust. Just to piss y'all off, dude. This bike pulls so hard. It pulls so hard. Oh man, so good. And the thing is, I know a lot of people are gonna comment saying like, you're gonna kill yourself again, you're doing the street Rossi thing again, boulder, 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 etc., etc. Like, I guess the thing is, now I know how severe the consequences can be for something like that, and it's taught me to definitely value, you know, running at perhaps the 85 to 80%, 80 to 85% pace on the street, right? You don't have to run the maniac 90 to 95% pace on the street, because that's how you get fucked up. That's how you run into boulders. And that's something I'm slowly starting to learn more and more, right? To run that fun pace rather than that crazy pace. There's really no need to run stupid fast on the street, but this thing allows you to have fun, for sure. I don't know what the fuck that is, dude. You gotta be careful with this shit. Oh man, it's so good. Guys, it's so good. It's funny because, like I said, those of you who have not ridden a Daytona, you get caught up in the numbers and the price and the horsepower. It's not about that, dog. This bike is not about the horsepower or the price. I guess it is about the price, right? If you can't afford it, that's the problem, but I should really stay back from this dump truck. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're as excited about the Daytona as I am, because I am pumped. We're going to do so many track days with this thing. We're going to do so many vlogs with it. We're going to do everything we can. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. See you later.